The hype around Polkadot is unreal at the moment. But did you know that Polkadot has a forgotten brother, which is not Kusama? Yes, you heard that right. I'm talking about Cosmos and the Cosmos ecosystem. Cosmos already has a coin life which is called Atom, and that's already trading in the top 30 since many months, but nobody seems to really pay a lot of attention to it. So I digged a little bit deeper over the past few days and have a lot of cool findings that I want to share with you in this video. And why do I do that? Well, one, I recommend you to not chase pumps. Polkadot has been going up so much over the recent days, and I still think that it can go up much higher than that. But ideally, you want to front run the pumps. You don't want to chase them. And two, as there are so many new crypto projects that are hitting the market and new cryptocurrencies that also have been in the development for many years, it's really hard to be up to date and to take decisions, right? So I want to help you to take smarter decisions in that crypto jungle that we're right now, because I believe that right now we have a massive opportunity for life-changing wealth over the next couple of months, while in the long term, we're actually funding the decentralized internet, a decentralized world, the Web 3. And Cosmos is one of the pioneers in that field. I think I'll be talking about Cosmos over the next couple of months a lot of times here on my show. This is just the beginning, so bear with me. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video. Make sure you subscribe, share this video, like it, comment it, and also make sure you watch the entire thing. So why do I say that Cosmos is the forgotten brother of Polkadot? I say that because Cosmos is trying to resolve and achieve the exact same thing. Basically, the core of both projects is to achieve true interoperability. That means that we'll have an internet of blockchains that are all able to communicate to each other. And this is not just limited to blockchain technology, this also includes other types of databases. So the end goal for both projects is to really build this interoperable ecosystem where you can seamlessly transfer value and information. The main problem with Ethereum right now is that it is more or less isolated and it is not scalable. So what does it mean? That means that if you launch a product based on Ethereum on the Ethereum virtual machine, you can only use it within the Ethereum environment, right? So you're basically limited to this type of technology. Another thing is that with the high transaction fees or the low transaction throughput, it basically means that all that DeFi has to offer, decentralized lending, liquidity mining, yield farming, right? It all gets defeated in its purpose, right? Because if you want to send $100 to a smart contract and yield farm or liquidity mine, but you have to pay $60 for the transactions, it just defeats the entire purpose, right? Mathematically and financially, it's not savvy at all. So that's why we need alternatives. And Cosmos is one of those projects that is not only trying to resolve the trilemma, the blockchain trilemma, which means that you have scalability, decentralization, and security. It doesn't only try to resolve that, but it also tries to resolve interoperability. And I have digged really deep into that whole topic in 2018 when I was living in China. And that was also the time where I really understood that we can only go viral and mainstream and also compatible with the traditional internet once we fixed the interoperability problem, right? So in 2018, we had this interoperability alliance with Aeon, OneChain, and Icon, but that seemed to be kind of outdated now in 2021. It has been a very rough bear market over the past 3 years. So there are new players on the market right now, right? And those new players that I see right now are pioneering that field are Polkadot, Cosmos, and as well Kusama. And just to refresh your memory here, what Polkadot is, and also how Cosmos comes into play, let's take a look at the Polkadot wiki, which is the entire directory on how Polkadot works and how it connects and interoperates with other protocols and other technologies, right? So you have actually an entire wiki entry for Polkadot and Cosmos and how both projects are complementing each other and how they are compatible to each other. And they say that right on the top of the page here, that both protocols are predicted on the thesis that the future will have multiple blockchains that need to interoperate with each other. So in Polkadot, you have this charted model that you have a relay chain, which is called Polkadot, which is the main chain which is responsible for the entire security. So the only point of the relay chain in Polkadot is to ensure that the chain and the network is secure, right? And then you have all these different shards that connect to the relay chain and share the security, and they call it parachains, right? And a parachain is basically a sole blockchain that has unique characteristics based on whatever purpose it needs to fill, right? So you can have a blockchain, for example, that focuses on payments or on oracles or on supply chains or anything, right? Or governance. So there's a lot of purposes that blockchains can fulfill. So they require slightly different focuses and emphasis towards certain functionalities, right? And this is how Polkadot can scale. This is how Polkadot becomes really this internet of blockchains as well, because all these blockchains within the Polkadot ecosystem are built on Polkadot's substrate. And substrate is basically this framework that developers can use and modularize the blockchain as they want. Now, fast forward, if we look into Cosmos, in Cosmos, you have a very similar architecture, just that the Cosmos main chain is called a hub, and all the blockchains or shards are called zones, right? So you have one main hub, which is basically that security layer, and then all those zones connect to that hub, right? And the way that Cosmos really wants to go viral and become that internet of blockchains is if you not just have one hub, but you actually have multiple hubs, right? So we are not at that stage yet, but we are moving forward rapidly. And one of the most interesting things here on Cosmos is that they have developed something that they call IBC, which stands for Inter-Blockchain Communication. So the IBC protocol basically enables cross-chain communication and makes this whole ecosystem or this internet of blockchains a whole, right? It makes it complete. So basically Cosmos is fulfilling the promise that we had in 2017, where we already had these discussions on the table around building this internet of blockchains. And now Cosmos is here and is launching the IBC protocol. It actually came out just a few days ago, which is also the reason why the price went up so much, and it's gaining a lot of traction. And another puzzle here in the Cosmos ecosystem, or also in the Polkadot ecosystem, is of course the consensus algorithm, right? So both projects develop their own unique consensus algorithm. So Polkadot uses a hybrid consensus, which is called BABE and Grandpa. So BABE doesn't stand for your girlfriend. It actually stands for Blind Assignment for Blockchain Extension. And Grandpa stands for Ghost-Based Recursive Ancestor. So those are really techie terms, right? In the end of the day, you just have to remember that Polkadot's Cosmos consensus protocol consists of both BABE and Grandpa. So it's a hybrid. And the Cosmos consensus protocol is called Tendermint, right? So this is something that you probably have heard a couple of times. They also have a company that is called Tendermint who developed that consensus algorithm. And this is used for both hubs and zones. So it's not a hybrid solution as Polkadot developed it, but it is a unique and universal consensus rule, right? And the interesting thing here is also that it provides instant finality according to that site, and that it goes really, really fast, right? And of course, both protocols are using proof of stake to attract and also select validators, right? Polkadot has made massive leaps forward. We're just going to look into that in a second. But also Cosmos is pretty stable and has a lot of value locked in staking. So those are the key comparisons and the key similarities between both Polkadot and Cosmos. And yeah, another thing I briefly wanted to share with you is the staking rewards and some statistics. So on this site, stakingrewards.com, you can see how much of the supply is being staked and what's the staked value. And as I said earlier, you can see Polkadot is currently leading that with $10.5 billion nearly that are currently locked or staked on the Polkadot protocol, pays out a reward, on-chain reward of 13.84%, which makes nearly 60% of the entire DOT circulating supply that is staked, right? Which is more or less illiquid. In the Polkadot staking system, you have an unbonding period of, I think, 3 weeks to 20 days or 28 days even, I think. So that means that if you decide to unstake your DOT, you have to wait 20 or 25 days before you can sell them, right? So if you chose to sell them but they're staked, you have to wait 3 weeks, and in that period of time you don't earn rewards, right? And to see such commitment is actually huge, right? So those 10.5 are actually more or less illiquid, which means that the velocity of money is being decreased, and that adds more value to the DOT token, but also to the entire ecosystem. It makes it more robust and more stable. Second is Cardano. I also made a video about both projects actually last week, so you can check that out. Avalanche might be to your surprise. It's a very interesting approach, and brand new coin also that is just being launched a few weeks ago actually. Also gonna make a video on them. And fast forward, if we scroll down here on ranked 8, we got our Cosmos here, which is currently paying an estimated reward of nearly 3%, and makes 1.7 billion US dollars that are currently locked in staking, and also had very high participation rate, nearly 70%, which is pretty big if you ask me. So that's very cool statistics here. You can even click in here and see that the adjusted reward is actually only 2.25, right? Because you have inflation here, which I said earlier, around 7%, right? And also geographically, both Polkadot and Cosmos, at least in 2018, because I was there when they launched, have very strong presence in Berlin, right, in Germany. So I know that Dr. Gavin Wood, the founder of Polkadot, has been living there. I'm not sure if he still lives there to date, but both projects have very close ties also. And the INTERCHAIN Foundation, which is one of the key organizations behind Cosmos, has also funded Full Node amongst others. And Full Node is a co-working space in Berlin, which is really cool. I've been there, I think 2 times now, and they have a lot of networking events and a lot of companies, crypto startups there. It's really cool in the heart of Berlin. If you're there, make sure you go by there. And yeah, they have also funded a lot of other projects that you might have even heard before, right? So I guess the main progress that we have made between 2017 or 2018 and 2021 is that now we actually have applications that are functional, right? That generate something for you. We have cash flow in crypto. We have all these DeFi projects that generate yield for you, right? And I'm not just talking about staking. I'm actually talking about synthetic assets. I'm talking about lending, right? All these cool, fancy features. Now, one main thing that any infrastructure project, because that's what Cosmos is, it's an infrastructure project. One of the key functionalities and features that Cosmos, Polkadot, Cardano, Ethereum must have is they must have the app development, right? They need to have developers who are building products on top of that base technology, right? And the interesting stuff here is that Cosmos already has a bunch of amazing products that are built on top of the Cosmos SDK. And the Cosmos SDK is basically the counterpart to Polkadot Substrate, right? It's an open source basic toolkit that developers can just use to build customized blockchains for themselves. And we have projects that are very familiar with, such as Anchor, but also most importantly, Binance Chain and Binance Smart Chain, right? So you have the DEX and you have basically the entire protocol of Binance, which is built on the Cosmos SDK. So I would say there could be worse things than having the largest crypto exchange, or one of the largest and most successful crypto exchanges or crypto companies in the meantime, having launched on your technology, right? Using your technology. So this is obviously really massive and really big. So if Binance succeeds, Cosmos will also succeed, right? There's a lot more projects that are being built on top of Crypto.com's decentralized exchange as well. Then you have Injective Protocol, which is a DeFi project that is also really hyped on crypto Twitter. You have Iris Hub, and next, one of my favorite projects actually is Kava. So I have also made an interview with Aaron Choi, who is the head of BD, head of business development over at Kava. And this project is also a very solid DeFi project that generates yield for you, right? And you can browse the list further down. Matic is built on a Cosmos SDK. Mirror Protocol. You have Oasis Protocol, which is focused on privacy. You have Quark chain built on the Cosmos SDK. You have RAM protocol. There are so many projects. I mean, we can go down all the way to page 12. I think Secret Network is also very, very hyped, previously called Enigma. So they did a complete rebranding. It's a privacy protocol as well. So there's a lot of great projects that are gaining a lot of traction and momentum, not just on Twitter, but also in terms of active users, right? And this eventually is the most important, because that is what brings value to the network, right? That's what makes the entire project valuable, and also the coin Atom, okay? Now, if we look at a token, right? The Atom token, which I promised to you. And by the way, I can't pass by here without giving a big shout out to Ethereum, which just broke its previous all-time high. It's trading at $1,400 yet again for the first time in 3 years. And we might even see another alt season just around the corner that is about to melt faces. But we want to look into Atom right now, which is ranked on 21 here on CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko. They've actually just crossed $10 for the first time, which sounds like a big number. But if you look at the chart, it hasn't really moved much, right? So this coin already got launched in February of 2019, but it has been more or less under the radar since then, right? It was trading in this channel for a very long time, but we are seeing now that, especially towards the end of 2020, the coin picked up momentum and really increased in volumes here, and is now seemingly breaking out as we speak. The market capitalization of Cosmos, or the Atom coin, is currently at $2.2 billion with a trading volume of $1 billion and a circulating supply of 238.5 million coins. Now there is an infinite symbol here, because Cosmos does have an inflation of 7% minimum. I think it's even more than that, but it does have an annual inflation. Remember that Polkadot also has an annual inflation of 10%, which is how they can actually provide those high yields for stakers, right? So Polkadot currently has a market capitalization of 16 billion and a trading volume of 2 billion, trading at $17. And Cosmos only has a market value of 2.2 billion, right? So Cosmos is basically 7 times or 8 times even smaller than Polkadot. And you should not get distracted by the prices here, right? So Cosmos at $70 to $80 would be the size that Polkadot has at $17. Now, personally, I wanted to bring up this video today because I think, like I said initially, if you want to make money in crypto, you want to front run the pump. You don't want to chase the pump, right? I'm not saying that Cosmos is going to pump. You are old enough to take your own decisions and your own accountability for whatever you put your money in. All I do is provide you the information so that you might be able to take smarter decisions here. Because like I said, in this jungle of cryptocurrencies, it's really hard to keep up to date and keep track of all of the great projects that are out there. But I think Cosmos is at the verge to really break out here and to go up much higher than what we are seeing right now. And also, just to give you a little insight on what's going on here on Twitter, well, they have 51,000 followers and a massive community, a lot of high-level people, researchers, programmers, developers. Obviously, they're super well funded. Also, they just announced 10 days ago that STARGATE, which is the final stage of the inter-blockchain communication protocol, is finally ready, right? You can also check out the white paper here, the original white paper, which is linked here, I think, on through their GitHub, or you can find it on a website in 2016. And now the Cosmos SDK, which contains STARGATE, or the IBC protocol, is ready and is being released. It's been unleashed, and I think this is very bullish for the product. It's actually in the verge of going fully live and fully functional, just as Polkadot. And I think this is really interesting right now, right? Because like I said, you want to find those sleeping giants before they wake up, or at the very beginning while they wake up, right? So Polkadot at $6 has been a way better entry than Polkadot at $15. And $6 already has been high for a lot of people, right? So always keep in mind that cryptocurrencies are the fastest growing asset class under the sun. And personally, I'm also stacking Atom as we speak. I have bought in a couple of months ago because I still remember them from 2018 and digged a little into them. But now that I digged a bit deeper into them, I'm really bullish on them. I'm really positive that they are the first project, along with Polkadot and Kusama, to really build that internet of blockchains. And if you find that interesting, then make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because in the future I also plan to bring on people who work on these projects. Already some guys from Cosmos have reached out to me, advisors and team members and people from the community. So I'll be talking more with them. I'll dig even deeper into those projects to give you more recurring information and insights that might help you to take even better decisions. And with that said, I wish you a great day. Stay safe, be good, and I'll see you on the next one.